Selling a home as part of a divorce is a difficult transaction. Now, rarely it does work out quickly and well as both parties are amicable. However, sometimes a process that's already emotional can become even more challenging, as sometimes parties may be vindictive towards one another, and so the process becomes longer. The goal is to make sure that the sale of the property goes as smooth as possible. And as a real estate agent, you have to be able to negotiate both sides and come to a common understanding so that everybody benefits. There are times when lawyers have to get involved, when decisions have to be made, and so the process can be lengthy. So first off, you have to decide whether you should sell at all. Now, there are times where the spouse will buy out the other, and that way the kids can stay within the same neighborhood, there's less impact to them, the routines are maintained, and the other person then has to find a place to live. However, refinancing could be a challenge, especially with the way houses are priced these days. And so getting financial advice from a mortgage broker as well as a lawyer, obviously throughout this entire transaction, could be a possibility. Now, if you determine that the only way moving forward is to sell the house and to get a clean break and just to move on forward, while title may belong to a certain individual, once the home becomes matrimonial, there has to be confirmation from the other spouse that if any major transaction is going to happen to the house, that they are involved in the process. So the best thing to do, of course, is to keep everything transparent, so that way it doesn't drag on with lawyers in the courts, and ultimately, in the end, both parties suffer. Again, it's a long and arduous process, but it's important that that focus is set up right up front from the beginning. So a conversation with lawyers is super important to understand and determine and delineate who actually owns the house and how the house is going to be divided before anything starts in terms of preparing the house or listing it on the market. And of course, it's very important that both parties seek their own individual legal advice. Ideally, you're choosing an agent that is neutral to both parties. Now, again, fueled by the breakup of this particular relationship, one partner may have an unrealistic expectation, and because it's fueled and because it's so passionate and because, tensions are high, this can create some sort of friction. So the role of the agent is very important in terms of being able to bring reason and being able to work with both parties and ultimately be able to show that at the end of the day, both parties are going to benefit by working together. And that does require a little bit of finesse in terms of understanding that person, taking the time upfront to understand that person's perspective. It may dive into some aspects of that relationship. However, it is important to really connect with that person on both sides and give it time. So right up front, it's very important for that time to be spent to understand each person's perspective on the sale of the property and what those expectations are. And really the rest just sort of flows from there. And again, there have been times where lawyers have had to be involved at every single stage of the process, from even right down to the staging, how items were arranged, even though there was a professional stager involved. Sometimes it does get that nitpicky, and that's the nature of the beast. So to try and keep the process as impersonal as possible, you're going to discuss things like the location of the property, local amenities, schools, parks, proximity to shopping, as well as you're going to run comparables in terms of the value of the property in comparison to some of the other ones that may be renovated or a little bit older or less modern. So a lot of this, and as much as possible, is to really just look at the numbers and to really focus on that as opposed to any of these personal issues that might come up. And sometimes you need to make a checklist, and sometimes you need to, right at the very beginning of this entire process, have a list of expectations that both parties agree on. So at least you can come back to there. Somehow you can tether them, both parties, to those initial expectations, and you're able to keep coming back to that. So you're detracting away from personal items, and you're really focusing on what the job needs to be to get done. Again, this is an emotional process where memories, be they fond or otherwise, are locked into this property. Maybe both people are living in the house at the same time and there's a lack of communication which has happened. One person is living on the upper floors and another person's in the basement. Sometimes they're at separate properties, which sometimes is actually easier. So understanding and focusing on the goal at hand really makes the process a little bit easier, and always focusing on that. So talking about, again, market value, the price, location, what the kind of buyers out there in the market, what are they looking for? Do repairs need to be made in terms of how much money are we actually going to put into the house that can affect real change? So, simple things. If the house is already modern and well done and well renovated, perfect, awesome. Get some staging in there, get it professionally cleaned, and away you go. However, if a house needs a little bit more love, you know what? Maybe we need to change the faucets. Maybe we need to change some of the hardware. Maybe we need to clean up, do a little bit of purge, pile everything into the garage. So it depends on what's most important, what will yield the greatest value. Moving and thinking about doing larger renovations, like maybe doing the flooring or painting or updating a bathroom. That's a significant financial investment. And again, both parties have to agree, or at least whoever is responsible for the financial responsibility of painting, of conducting those renovations, they are going to agree to that. So again, preparation and anything getting the house ready for the sale, again, both parties have to agree to it, and who is responsible for it. One of the ways that work well is to ask both parties individually, of course, is this home repair absolutely necessary? Will this yield the greatest value? So generally, as a rule of thumb, kitchens are about 50 to 60% of the renovated value. Bathrooms are a little bit less, at maybe 30, 40%. So if I fully renovate this kitchen and I put in $20,000, I can expect an increase in home value of 10, 12, maybe even $15,000 if it's really exceptional. Should the showing be successful, then yes, reviewing offers, again, both parties, it'll happen individually. It is a longer process. That's cool. That's absolutely awesome. Everybody needs to be clear and everything needs to be documented in terms of what the price is coming in at, what the conditions are. Do conditions work for both people? Does the financing come in? Does the financing work for both people? So again, this is a process that not only would the agent be reviewing the documents, there are times when lawyers get copies, and that again extends out irrevocable time, so that there's time, sometimes a day, 2 days for the lawyers to look at it. And of course that comes at an additional expense, which comes off at the bottom line of the transaction. While the house is being sold, it may take a couple months or longer. And again, document who's responsible for which expenses in the house, for the utilities, who's going to continue making those payments. Typically, it continues in the same fashion. Lastly, this would have happened right up at the very beginning when that document list was created and the lawyers are stating how the property is going to be divided at the end of the sale, minus all the expenses. They get to take care of all of that closing of the sale and then determining, property taxes and utility payments. At the end of the day, it's really unfortunate that this divorce has happened. However, it may be for the better and the benefit of both parties in the long run. While this is a very fueled and very charged process, having that action plan, that document that follows everything all the way through is super helpful. It's a great way to come back and to maintain focus. And yes, you will have a challenging time. Find the right person that can make it work for you.